It's a dream day for racing fans coming up on Sunday at Sha Tin, with the proven performers of Hong Kong racing to clash in two Group 1 contests. Plus the rising stars of the turf will clash in the second leg of the 4-year-old series, the Hong Kong Classic Cup. Adam Campton's in the studio to tell us who's going to win all three big races and why. Plus we'll be hearing from some of the key participants in these big events. As mentioned, Adam Campton is our guest in the studio. Adam, what a day we've got on Sunday.
Yes, Ed, it's great to be here. I'm very excited for Sunday. We've got two cracking Group 1s in the second leg of the 4-year-old series, which is going to be an absolute cracker. There's plenty of talent in Hong Kong at the moment, and I can't wait to see Beauty Generation go around again.
Plenty to talk about, so let's waste no time and get into the thick of the action, starting off with the first of the Group 1s, the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup over 1,400 metres. And the hero of Hong Kong racing at the moment is Beauty Generation. He's got a perfect record this season, including his last start win in the Stewards Cup, where he beat Conti. Any concerns for you, though, coming back to 1,400 metres for him?
Of course, it is a little bit of a concern. His competitors do get more of a chance with him dropping back in distance. His win in this race was unbelievable. Yes, it was over the 1,600 metres. I thought Conti stuck on really well, and I think he will be a horse that will appreciate the drop back in trip, but I can't go past Beauty Generation. I think he's an absolute champion, and he just keeps getting better and better.
And we've seen him trial since this as well too. No signs of him coming back to them at all, really, from that barrier trial?
Not really. I thought his previous barrier trial was a bit better than the one last week, but I still think it was a great effort. I love the way he ran through the line after the post. It was only over 1,000 metres. As we know, he's a better horse that, as the distances get a little bit longer, he'll get better and better.
You saw what he did when he was with Anthony Cummings in Sydney, and then what he's done over the last 2 seasons, going from strength to strength. What is it about him that makes him the champion that he is here?
He was a very, very talented horse in Sydney. Anthony did a great job with him, but since he's come to Hong Kong, John's also done an unbelievable job with him. He's just matured, he's got bigger, he's got stronger. I don't know what John does to keep these horses continually just stepping up to the plate, but the horse must be commended. He is an absolute champion to just keep getting to the races in the form that he's in. And Zach must be commended as well. He rides the horse well. He doesn't go too slow in the races. He makes his horses chase him, and then with about 200-300 to go, just gives a massive kick. It's very hard for his competitors to get past him.
Before we get on to the opposition, then let's hear from his rider, Zach Purton. This is what he had to say at track work on Friday morning.
You know, if there's any race he's going to be vulnerable in, it's going to be this one, and the likely possibility of rain and a wet track also throws an added little sort of doubt into the mix, I suppose, but you know, he's done nothing wrong. He's been racing well, so there's no reason not to go to the races with confidence. And you know, he's drawn out a little bit, so we'll just roll forward and let him use his speed, and we'll let him do his job.
They're the thoughts of Zach Purton, who, of course, will ride Beauty Generation on Sunday. John Sires has got 2 worthy rivals in the race, though, Conti and Beat the Clock. We saw Conti in that replay before. Who's the bigger threat to Beauty Generation?
Beat the Clock is a very, very talented horse. I think he might be a little bit better over the 1,200 metres. Conti, he's still learning. We don't know how good this horse can be. He's a big beast. I'm going to go with Conti to just edge out Beat the Clock. But I think, yeah, Conti's a serious galloper on the way up.
Can Beauty Generation be beaten?
No.
All right.
Short answer, no.
Short answer's a good answer. I spoke to a number of the jockeys who are riding against Beauty Generation on Sunday and posed the same question. This is what they had to say.
He's beatable. Nobody else lasts forever. What I can say, yes, he is the best horse in Hong Kong at the moment, but we do have a horse with potential of beating him.
From the draw, a bit difficult for us, but yeah, of course, I'll have faith in it, and horse doing well. I've been working him, and he's pretty fit, yeah. So, well, I hope for the best, yeah. I'll just ride how my horse feel, to ride the best of my horse, and yeah, that's the main thing.
Look, I don't think there's not many horses in Hong Kong can beat him at a mile at the moment, or even 14 for that matter. I hear there's some questions about him being able to handle 14. I don't care if it's 1400 a mile or 2000. I think at the moment he's the best horse in Hong Kong. And look, my fella, he's not getting any younger, but I've had a great association with him. I've won a lot of big races on him, and I've been placed on him this season in big races already. So look, if he jumps away well and he can keep in touch with the field, he's more than capable of running a place.
Beauty only part of a two-pronged attack for owner Patrick Kwok on the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup. Of course, he also owns Beauty Generation, so either way is a good chance of winning it. Let's go to the Hong Kong Gold Cup. Adam, this is a more even contest compared to the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup. We're looking at the Centenary Vase run last month. There's Exultant, the winner. He looks to be in career best form. I want to know, though, what you think about the two brothers, Glorious Forever and also Time Warp, because it is very hard to figure out what they're going to do from one race to the next.
That is correct. Glorious Forever, I'm a massive fan of him. I think he's a very, very good horse. Time Warp, on his day, he's a champion as well. He's not racing at his best at the moment, but if they leave him alone in this race on the weekend, he could give a very big kick, and that's one thing they don't want to do. But Glorious Forever, I think he's a very good galloper. But this horse here that won last start, Exultant, I think he's just getting better and better. There's not much of him, but he's a tough boy. He's laid back, and he just does everything right in his races.
From barrier number 9, we saw in the Vase he was close up to them in a fairly slowly run race. Last time out, the speed was strong. He was able to sit back and run over the top of them. Do you think he's versatile to adapt to any situation, Exultant?
Yeah, definitely. He is a versatile horse. I think Glorious Forever will definitely go forward. Time Warp will be up there on the speed. If they do go too slow, I wouldn't be shocked if Zach takes off, makes an early race move and takes off and puts the pacer into the race. And at the end of the day, it'll be who the best stayer is then.
OK, well, it looks like a race that Tony Cruz has got a strong hand in. He's won it 5 times in the past as a trainer and as the 3 top-rated horses, including Pakistan Star, who's going to be ridden by Tommy Berry. Tommy sent us this video message giving his thoughts on the race.
Good afternoon, Edward and Adam. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Really looking forward to getting back to Sha Tin on Sunday to ride one of my favourites, Pakistan Star, in the Hong Kong Gold Cup. I feel his trial the other day was brilliant. He looks like he's back in form. We all know what he can do when he is at his best. I believe this preparation, he's been a little bit up and down out of his form. His run last start in the Stewards Cup was obviously a little bit too short for him, and the start before in the Vase, he was obviously a little bit lucky. I thought he was going to run into it on that occasion, and he just got shortened up halfway down the straight. But as I said, in his recent trial, he looks to be back on track. Obviously, drawing out in 11 was a little bit disappointing to see. It would have been nice to draw a better barrier, but with Exultant drawn in 9, hopefully I can get a nice run on the back of him. He's definitely the horse to beat. He's been very impressive at his last 2 starts, winning on International Day and obviously winning the Vase last start. So it'd be nice if I can get a nice run on the back of him. There looks to be good speed in the race with Glorious Forever and Time Warp, so hopefully they clap on the speed and it'll give us a good chance to run them down from behind. Looking forward to seeing you out there on Sunday, guys. Take care. Thanks once again.
Thanks to Tommy Berry for sending that through. We're looking forward to seeing him on Sunday as well. Pakistan Star, 4th in this race last year, went on to win the QE2, the Champions and Shader. Tommy rode him that day. What do you make of his chances?
He's a hard horse to assess, Ed. He's got all the ability in the world. This preparation, he's just not putting it all together, but he's a horse you can't leave out of your numbers. I've put him in my numbers again. On his day, he is an absolute champion galloper. He can let down like no other. And I wouldn't be shocked if he did that on the weekend, if he got to the outside and produced what he can do. He's got a powerful turn of foot, and his trial the other day over the 1,000 was outstanding.
Number of worthy horses in the race too. We've got 3 horses who at one stage held the track record over 2,000 metres, including Eagle Way, who currently has that title. Northern Superstar won 2 Grade 1s in South Africa, simply brilliant. Won his last start at his biggest win ever. Overall, though, who's the one to beat in the Gold Cup?
I think if Glorious Forever produces his best, they'll struggle to get past him.
OK, they're the two Group 1s, the proven stars of Hong Kong racing to do battle in both of those. Let's have a look at who are the future stars of Hong Kong racing, though. They'll clash in the second leg of the 4-year-old series, the Hong Kong Classic Cup. This is the Hong Kong Classic Mile, and it was won by this horse, Furore. He's the joint top highest rated horse in the field in company with Dark Dream. Are these the two best chances on Sunday in the Classic Cup?
I think they are, Ed. Furore had tremendous form in Australia. He was still learning. He was lightly raced. He's come over here. He looks like he's bigger, stronger. Frankie Law's done an incredible job with Furore. His win here last start was outstanding, but you can't take nothing away from Dark Dream. He's also been outstanding. To cop a check like he did, balance himself up and let rip his latter part of his race. So I thought it was an outstanding effort to pick himself up and finish off the way he did.
And we know he'll be better over the 1,800 metres too.
Definitely, he will eat up every bit of the 1,800 metres.
OK, they look the two to beat. Frankie Law with a strong hand in the race. Most of those are going from the Classic Mile into the Classic Cup. But there's a few horses bringing alternative form lines. Let's have a look at a couple of those here. And we're going to have a look at a horse who's already won a derby, the South Australian Derby. Of course, to speak of Helene Leading Star. Ho Ho Khan has won his last 3 in a row. How do these two measure up?
Very hard to measure up the form, Ed, but Ho Ho Khan, you can't take nothing away from him. He's done nothing wrong. His last 3 wins have been outstanding. He just keeps getting better and better, this horse. And a couple of starts ago, I thought he was hitting a flat spot, but his last start effort, he just got to the outside and let rip. He's a really nice horse, and he must be respected in this field. As well, Helene Leading Star, I really like him. He's getting better and better. He's just a horse that I think ticks plenty of boxes. He's strong. And he's definitely one that has to be respected on the weekend.
Should mention with this race too, we didn't show the first half of it. They went at a strong tempo, so Ho Ho Khan got things to suit. Helene Leading Star's been close to that pace and is still stuck on to finish where he did. Spot
on. That suited Ho Ho Khan down to the ground. I think Helene Leading Star, if he can get his own way out in front or even sit outside the leader, he's going to give a massive kick, and I think he's a really, really nice horse to keep an eye on the way to the Derby.
Should be a terrific race. Who are you going for?
Definitely going to be a terrific race. There's some outstanding young talent in Hong Kong at the moment. I'm going to stick with Dark Dream just because I think he's going to get the gun run just behind the speed. But definitely keep an eye on Furore flashing home late. 3 big races. You've got 3 winners for us then. Beauty Generation, hard to oppose. Glorious Forever, an interesting one, and Dark Dream to live up to his rating then in the Hong Kong Classic Cup. Yeah, definitely. I can't go past Beauty Generation. He's an absolute superstar. Glorious Forever, I think on his day, he is an absolute champion galloper. The last start was a bit of a concern, but I'm happy to put a pen through that, and Dark Dream, 1,800 metres, step up in distance. I think that's going to suit him. Adam, we really appreciate your insight into what's going to be a fabulous day of racing on Sunday at Sha Tin. Looking forward to seeing you at the track. Thanks very much for having me, and I can't wait for Sunday. It's going to be an absolute ripper of a day at the races on Sunday at Sha Tin, and the first of the big ones is the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup. That's due at 3:30. 10 races overall, though, and trackside live coverage commences at 12:30. You can join all the team for the action from then. For the full build-up, though, go to the website hkjc.com, including the multimedia showcase section, where you'll get to see Racing to Win, the race-by-race preview, and for snippets of Racing to Win, and also for the social media lead-up and fallout from Sunday's meeting, go to @hkjc_racing on Twitter. But that's all we've got time for on this edition of HK Direct. Thanks for watching. Can't wait for Sunday. Hope to have your company then. But until then, it's goodbye.